Alright, so working on this thing again. We got the, let's see if I can get this thing. Kind of got it mocked up, so working on getting the right now. I don't remember this billet speed. That's where I got this bracket from. Oh, I guess right there. So working on getting the alternator tossed on there. I just had to notch this thing for it. If you okay, tighten these things a little too much, but if you maybe, come on, you can do it. They never talk about the struggle of trying to do this stuff one-handed. There we go. Alright. Yeah, so now I got this thing loosened. Gives you, so you can tension it. Now I'm going to get the alternator tossed on. Should be pretty simple. So let's get that done. Well, there it is. It's on there. I had to do a little, I went with version 2. And I think they say they don't work with the Motion Raceworks covers, and I think these are similar. So we just had to lightly massage the plastic on there. I'll probably do a little bit more massaging on the valve cover, just to make sure that it's not going to be touching. But yeah, not bad. I like it. Looks good. Nice and clean. Alright, so those things were just tacked in still, so I went ahead, broke the tacks. There's tack there, in here. No more. Alright, so I gotta cut this. This is just a Jeep radiator. It literally fits, I'd say, pretty perfect. They got this plate already made there too, so that would work out pretty freaking awesome. All I'd have to do is just pretty much, I guess, probably make it a little bit more sturdy. Probably add however I plan to mount this thing. Not too bad. And then, yeah, because then all we got to do is just from here up, and then I'm pretty sure I just want to do like half window. So, but yeah, what I'm going to do, cut this thing, so that way we can see this thing leaned back. Once we get it leaned back, I guess we'll see. We'll probably end up cutting this thing off too, because that's going right into there. That's less than ideal. Might be able to just put one right into the end tank here. I guess we'll see, because I'm going to run dash 20 or dash 16. Haven't decided yet. 20 would get me more volume, but we'll see, I suppose. But yeah, so far, not terrible. I'm liking it. That's it. That's pretty good fucking fit, man. So, obviously, cut this guy. Cut the filler neck over there. Not a big deal. We'll be re-welding stuff onto this thing anyhow. Yeah, not bad. So this guy's meted up there. That guy's meted up there. What I would like to do, maybe I'll put a 10 in the middle. Not sure. This is a 12, I do believe. So what I'd like to do is something similar to this. So that way, like, I basically make a panel that comes off of here. Maybe like so. I don't know. I think it'd be nice to be able to have the air flowed away from the fuel cell and not across it, plus pushing it out that way, but I'm not sure. I wish these things just, I could get ones that put out more CFM for these things, but there ain't nothing good. I want at least like 4,000 CFM, and I think this is only like, I want to say like 1,500 or something like that. I don't remember. Well, they're not that good, but even then, we're still under less than 2,000 CFM, which is not ideal for what I'm wanting. So, yeah, I guess we'll see what I can do. Alright, we got AN8 feeding into there, and then this AN8 will feed to the fuel rail. And then we got AN6 for return, AN6 for return. That one is a vent. I ordered some bulkheads for, like, some wire bulkheads that will be a 2-wire for these things. So one that goes in there, and then one goes in there. So that'll be all good and airtight, so we don't have to worry about shit getting down in there. This one I gotta figure out if I have any more pipe from when I made the Fiero thing. If I do, I'll toss that on there. So that way, at least I can get this thing airtight so we don't get a bunch of crap in there like we already do. There's nice and sandy in there, so we'll have to pull this whole thing off and give it a washing. So, yeah, progress. Got a plan for this. I got to try and get the fans first. I'll probably try and get a mount situation figured out for the bottom. Try and get it mounted up. So that way I know where stuff sits, nothing's moving. And then, yeah, once I get the other fans ordered, they're bigger, so it's going to be, I'll have to do some trimming up on stuff. Because these are 9s, they'll be 10s, so they're like 11 inches, which is literally edge to edge is 11 inches, so I might be able to get away with fitting them on there. Theoretically, I'm not going to be able to fit them next by each other, because that would be like 33 inches, would be if you put them nut and butt. Let's see what we get here. Yeah, and we're at 30 and a half. So 33, kind of meet them right there. So yeah, it'll be sticking an inch off on the side, but I'll just, I'll basically weld some half moons basically to the sides there, on both sides. So that way the fan is sealed, so that way it actually sucks. So might have to go maybe a little bit more this way, we'll see, just because we got some crap going on over here. But yeah, then I'll have to, we'll probably cap this one, and then we'll relocate this one or something. I don't know. Maybe I'll have it just, I could put it inside of here so it faces down. I don't know. We'll figure that one out for where the AM bungs go. And then I'll build a surge tank. And I think surge tank will probably get mounted somewhere over yonder. And then trying to figure out what I want to do for like firewall or something. I think we're still going to stick with probably that. I don't know, man. There's really nothing. I guess we could probably do like a 45 here. And then straight across or something. I don't know. Not sure. Otherwise we could do like a here, I don't know. We gotta make sure stuff's still accessible for these. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna have to get creative. Bust out the cardboard, do some cardboard aided design, and see what we can come up with. So, yeah. Got that. I don't know. Don't think I got anything else. Alternator on there. I got to adapt, got to cut here, do a 3-inch 90 here, so we got to neck down from, I think this is 3 1/4, from 3 1/4, or 3 1/2 maybe. So it's 4, 3 1/2, and we're going to go down to a 3-inch, 3-inch in and out, and then this thing will probably just get remade out of 3-inch. So, or it'll be a 3 into a 2 1/2 is my guess is what that is, so, but yeah. Progress. Slowly but surely. Alright, got that done. Welded that up, had to cut it a bunch of times, lengthen that. Pretty sure I'm still going to cut this, and then I'll put a like a bellow clamp in there, like these things, so that way if you fuck it up, it will ideally not fuck up too much, just in case you hit any of that shit, it doesn't transfer into other stuff. So, might do that. Other than that, intercooler's mounted, charge pipes are done. I did go to fucking put the oil drain thing on, and there's like no threads in that turbo, so that's kind of cool. It's a VS Racing, so it's supposed to be decent. Then I've got this started. I made the two sides here, and then I'll just have to basically do the middle. I'm really contemplating doing Lexan. Multiple reasons why that'd be really sick. One, then my back window would still fucking work, so that'd be kind of cool. Two, because it's fucking Lexan. We already know I have an obsession with that. But I gotta figure out a way to get the concurve here. And then once we have that, then, because I'd have to make like a metal structure for me to be able to rivet the Lexan back window to. And then once you made like a frame, then you could just bolt the fucking Lexan right to the frame. So, or like the picture frame, if that makes sense. Like put flanges all around, and then you'd be able to bolt to that. And I could probably get it to do this bend, not a problem. So, yeah, might be the play. Just gonna have to, I just need to come up with a good plan of attack for getting this to made up nicely with the Lexan. So, yeah, not too bad. Radiator still needs to actually have mounts made. What else did I do? Got the fuel pressure regulator mounted. I have to make a bracket for it, otherwise it's on there. Yeah, I think that's all I got. Man, it feels like I've been out here all day and I haven't really accomplished much, but I did accomplish a lot. But yeah, that's the progress. Slowly but surely. Alright, absolutely sweating already. Fuck, it's hot. But we did end up ordering a mini split, so game plan that added into the shop over there. But yeah, I just got done. What else did I get doing up here? I think we already seen all this done. I got fuel injectors, picked up a pretty good deal for some 136 pound injectors. That's more than good for like 1200 horsepower, I think, on pump gas, or E85, something like that. 1000 or 1200, we ain't gonna get that close. I guess I can't say we won't, but you never know. Got the Willwood clutch brake, that's mounted. I ordered another Willwood clutch pedal, and I'm gonna weld that up and modify that to be a gas pedal, so then all my pedals match, because, you know, they gotta match. We're getting rid of these old little junkers, bringing out these big boys. Some Mishimoto race fans. Yeah, some 11 inchers, so we'll get this thing out of here. I've got 3 of them. There's 1, 2, 3. So we're gonna get those mounted on there, and then see what she looks like. Hopefully it fits in there. Should. I might have to do some trimming to get it to fit in there, but these things should do the CFMs. I don't remember what these things were. I think they were like, I think they claimed 1600 CFM. So even if that's high, it still puts us above the 4000 CFM goal. So should be pretty good. So let's get that mounted. So I'm thinking about, we would just have Lexan here up at the top, and then I would basically cut this, because this bar is easy enough to, all I'd have to do is just make mounts for those 2 things. But yeah, just cut here and there. That'd let me put the radiator probably a little bit further back, maybe get it angled a little bit more. But then this would all be open. And then obviously the Lexan, I mean, I could maybe do something like this to try and keep a hatch appearance, and then just, you know, cut it here. Maybe just cut it here, and then run a line from here to here. Because I know you kind of want to probably duck and wall this off. I think that would work pretty good, I think. I think it'd look good. I don't know. What do you think? Is it stupid? Think it look good? Think it look dumb? That's where I'm kind of at a crossroads, and that's a hella fucking commitment to just lop that out. But I mean, this is already going to be a nightmare to make it look good. This is what it would look like, essentially. That kind of already looks like shit. So this looks good. I'm happy with that. That turned out cool. Okay, other thing I could do is I basically make a square or like rectangle to whatever fucking shape, and then that would get cut out of the back Lexan window, and then it gets mounted along the whole top here. We still cut all this out, but the Lexan down here would just flop. That's always an option. Alright, so throttle pedals in there. I don't remember if I filmed that at all, but it works. I don't know if you can actually see it, but that was fun figuring out the lengths of stuff. That's in there. My new cheap China wheel. 65 bucks for this thing. Not bad. Carbon fiber. Because that's a flat one. I needed a dish. So that should be nice. If that's not enough, I might have to do some spacers. Then I've been busy. I got the Firewall flange put on there. Flange across the top. Lexan trimmed down. And I also put the Lexan window in for there. And I've kind of come to the conclusion that I'm going to cut here. And cut here and over there. And just get rid of this. And when I cut the window, it's literally just going to be here. There won't be any window down here across the bottom. Hopefully I don't regret that decision. Because from my understanding, that was not cheap to have made. So, but yeah. I'm going to lop this off real quick because I want to see what this is going to look like. That's moving some air. Alright, so I just swapped out the steering wheel. Got this fancy carbon fiber. I'm pretty sure it's probably just skinned aluminum, but who knows. And then getting there with this. I got the lower mounts done. Got lower mounts done. I am waiting on some standoffs, some thread standoffs that I'm gonna weld to here, and then we'll run probably a tube from here down to here. Is my guess. I might run it up to the sheet metal, not sure. Or we could go down here, or something. We'll figure something out. So, yeah, we'll do mounts there to hold that thing up. We're getting rid of the setup that they made, which kind of sucks. And then we'll also be getting rid of this. And we'll be cutting a nice big hole in here. So, that'll be fun. So, but I gotta acquire the funds to purchase the in-tank surge tank. So, but yeah, once we have that, toss that thing in there and we'll be money. Yeah, I guess that's the progress. Right now, I mean, I'm sure I probably made more progress. I just didn't fucking film nothing. Got like flange all the way across. We've got Lexan Firewall, all that Firewall. So all this stuff's pretty good. We just gotta finalize some stuff. Gotta get it's all tacked underneath here. We'll probably put more tacks on there, and or get her fully welded up. We'll seam seal some of it, just to make sure it's airtight. And then yeah, so I need those. I gotta order some AN. I don't know. I might just do AN16 for the whole thing. We'll see. I need to do that. Figure out if I'm gonna do a second water pump, all that good stuff. Make a surge tank, all that good stuff. That'll probably get mounted over here. Thinking power steering might mount over there. We'll see, I guess. Yeah, ideally, I guess power steering probably on this side, because then all the lines would just go down and up over. And the water on that side. But we'll see. We completely cut out this whole lower part. Make room for this thing. Get it kind of leaning where we want it to be leaning. So, but yeah. Guess that's all I got. Gonna work on getting some new units in there. We got some Max Pedings chilling right here. Get those things tossed on. We're probably going to, because I got an ass load of camber. I think this is like like 11 to 15 degrees of camber, something like that. It's a lot. So game plan, we got less room here, more room here. I'm going to spin this around. We'll drill this hole out, that hole, and that hole, and we'll rotate this thing. That'll get us probably, safe to say, that's probably like 1/4 inch. So it'll get us 1/4 inch more of camber, and then obviously you just adjust these all the way there. But just rotated so we get way more camber, hopefully get us back out to I'm cool with like 9 degrees. That's kind of what I run on the hatch, so if we can get close to that, I'd be happy with that. So yeah, let's get these coilovers swapped out. Alright, so the thing that sucks here, worked with Mishimoto on these fans. I don't even get to fucking use them because I came to the conclusion that this radiator is probably not big enough for how I'm gonna party. So, the reason why we went with this one is because 1, I didn't intend to cut the lower part out here. 2, there was a surge tank, where the fuck, I don't even remember where the heck I said it. There was a surge tank here, and I didn't want to redo this. Well, then I had to make that happen because I didn't want the fan blowing right at it. And now we're going to redo it, even though the fan's going to be blowing at all of it, but it's fine. It'll work. It'll work. I'm going to probably put down some gold reflective stuff on here. We'll do our best to try and do some thermal barrier of some sort here. But yeah, this radiator, out. New radiator is a little bit bigger. Just a little bit. Let me get it in there and we will see. Yes, it's a little bit bigger. It's got 2 14-inch fans on her instead of the, the fans, I don't think I was worried about. That's like 3,000 plus CFM a fan. But the capacity, I guess, was the concern, and just how much cooling that's, physically be able to do. That one will be able to do a lot. So let's get this thing sitting in here. I will have to probably cut off my mounts and redo those. I think I'm going to move mounts out to here on both the strut towers. But yeah, let's see how this thing fits.